gift that keeps on giving, ladies and gentlemen. MD idiocy, MD. I mean, for goodness sake, I don't know where these guys learned what they learned. Actually, I do know where they learned what they learned. They learned it in medical school, and is the intention of medical school to broaden your horizons to advance the science and the application of medicine? No. The function of medical school is to shrink your mind into a particular way of thinking. And what way of thinking is that? It's referred to as allopathic reductionism. Your MD, bless their hearts, don't know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in. And what they've been trained in is just one small piece of the pie of medical science. It's aptly suited, wonderfully suited for trauma care, surgery when it's necessary, and a handful of infectious diseases. But for most of the conditions that most of the people visit the MDs for, most of the time, MD-directed medical therapeutics are so ineffective that not only are they the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, they're the leading cause of death in the United States. And while we've given the MDs full sway over the administration of medical care in the United States, Alzheimer's has risen from obscurity to the 6th leading cause of death. Autism has risen from 1 out of 10,000 to 1 out of 50. Arthritis is increasing. High blood pressure is increasing. Infertility is increasing. ADD and ADHD are increasing. 30% of the childhood population is obese. 1/3 of adult Americans are obese. 700,000 people a year walk through death's door because of obesity-related illnesses, all because while we have given our health over to the MDs. The medical system in the United States does not need to be tweaked. The medical system in the United States does not need to be upregulated or downregulated. Government does not need to pay for medical treatment in the United States. The only thing necessary for you to recover your health and to, head off what's coming. You're headed right for a cliff. Your health is headed right for a cliff. The only way that you can avoid that is to abandon conventional medicine. The system doesn't need to be tweaked. It needs to be abandoned. Everybody needs to fire their MD and fire their MD right now. You've got to educate yourself about what you can do right now in real time with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, and that's what we bring to the table. Naturopathic medical profession, this is our area of expertise. We have it dialed in for you, baby. Boilerplate. Medical nutrition protocols, the intention of which are to support and promote your body's natural God-given ability to fix itself. That's our skill set. But the medical doctors and the pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about me. Don't want you to know about my colleagues. We're only licensed and regulated in 16 states. Can you believe that? We don't have a free medical market here. Benjamin Rush said it best. I mean, Benjamin Rush really was the key person here. Unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize itself into a dictatorship. To restrict the art of healing to one class of men and deny equal privileges to others will constitute the Bastille of medical science. All such laws are un-American and despotic, and that is exactly what has happened to us in the last 200 years in the United States. We do not have a free medical market, and it is literally killing us. Please visit fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Listen to this radio show whenever you can. Forward this radio show to everybody in your family who's sick and tired and broke. And let us give you information about science-based, clinically verified therapeutics delivered by licensed and regulated holistic physicians. Boilerplate stuff you can start to use today to get your health back, for goodness sake. It's time we all stuck together. We need to hang together. Like Benjamin Franklin said, ladies and gentlemen, we must hang together, or most assuredly, we will hang alone. Let's go back to the phones right now. Todd from Oregon's been hanging on for a long time. Hey, Todd, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hello.
Hello, Todd. Come on in. How you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Hello, Todd. Come on in. Come on in. Are we there now? There we are. All right,
there
Todd.
we go. Hey, listen, I heard you on the radio for the first time, May 1st in 2012 on the Alex Jones radio show. You laid out the history of the medical profession, and I thought, oh my God, there's a man after my own heart. And it took me about a month, but I finally got around to calling you, and I said, listen, I got bone spurs in my neck, and when I go surfing, my left arm goes numb.
Ouch.
And you said, I don't know, you said, if I were you, this is what I would do. And you said ultra body toddy, cal toddy, selenium, EFA, glucogel, and I threw in some minerals. And,
well, I'm on the edge of my seat, man. So I'm assuming you followed my advice. What happened, man?
I followed the advice. The first month didn't have enough money. The second month got back on the program. The third month, and had this crazy idea that I was going to go running. And I haven't run for 12 years because I had a running injury. And every morning I would wake up after that running injury for about 2 years. I'd step on the floor and the bottom of my heels would be in pain for about a half an hour.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
So 3 months after being on the program, I put on my running shoes and I ran 3 miles.
Unbelievable.
And I woke up the next day and there was no pain. So I put on my running shoes again and I ran another 3 miles.
Hallelujah, and passed the hat.
And the next day, no pain.
Come on, man. Well, tell me about the surfing. Tell me about the surfing, because that's what I'm really interested in here. What happens now when you're on the board? How's that numbness in your arm?
So a couple months later, I went surfing, and no numbness in my arm.
Unbelievable. You got to love it. Now, well, look, anything else? Anything else into the bargain here? So the chronic musculoskeletal complaints that you were bothered with for years all disappeared. Now, remember, right, Todd, this is a holistic thing, so into the bargain. And, you don't have to embellish. Don't worry about embellishing, and no is a perfectly fine answer, right? I'm just curious. Because most people have the experience that, as the bones in joints start to improve, well, guess what? Son of a gun, my energy, my appetite, my sex drive, my concentration, something else improves. Did you notice anything else come along for the ride?
Oh, everything. My skin, my muscle tone.
Yeah.
I got better sleep, and when I didn't get 8 hours, say I only got 5 hours of sleep, I wasn't tired the next day. It's incredible. I'm really surprised. Now I've been on the program for a year, and I can't stop talking about it. People say, well, you should sell this stuff, and I said, I made my girlfriend become a distributor.
That's funny, right? Yeah. Well, there's more than one way to skin that cat. And, oh, by the way, for the new people who are listening, we have new people all the time. I think we have a big Facebook audience today. By the way, folks, we're webcasting this through Facebook right now. So if you want to see my smiling face, check it out right there on Facebook. I think just type in Fire Your MD now and it'll pop right up. In any event, Todd, you and I did I coach you about this phone call? Have I even spoken to you at all since the very first time you called up on the radio show?
No, we haven't spoken in 13 months. Last time I talked to you on the radio show.
There you go, folks. We don't screen the calls. I have no idea what my callers are going to tell us. I haven't, Todd and I didn't collaborate before this, and I told him exactly what to say and what not to say. This is all as raw as it gets. And this is what we do, right? And this is why Todd can't stop talking about it. Because, for goodness sake, if you had all of these aches and pains for a long time and you couldn't run, you couldn't do your favorite sporting activity, you weren't able to swing a golf club, you weren't able to go on a surfboard, you weren't able to do whatever it is that you love to do, and then you take some nutritional supplements, clean your diet up, and all of a sudden it goes away. What are you going to do? Are you going to shut up about that? No. That would be selfish. You're going to tell as many people in your life as you possibly can. So I'm interested to know, Todd, in the face of such an awesome testimonial, how easy or difficult is it for you to get people to give this stuff a try? What's that been like for you?
It depends. I didn't tell you, I'm 50 years old. So I've noticed when I talk to people that are older than myself, they're more open because they're starting to feel aches and pains and things they can't do anymore.
Exactly.
When I talk to younger people, they can run, jump, swim, and fly, and they don't care.
Yeah.
But when I talk to older people like my age or older, they listen, and especially people that are hurting, because half the people that will listen already know hey, look, the doctor gave me this, and it makes me feel like that, so I stopped taking it.
Right.
Or the doctor told me he can't do anything, but I do have to take these drugs, and I don't like them. You know,
right.
So then they listen. But you know, if they're young, like I hang out with a lot of young people, they really don't care.
Yeah, well, it's like the old saying, right? Youth is wasted on the young, and the youngest amongst us think that they're bulletproof. I certainly thought I was bulletproof when I was in my 20s and my early 30s. But, you know, there are some startling statistics that are coming down the pike, right? As a matter of fact, the majority of arthritic cases now that are being reported are in people who are under 45 years of age. They're in people who are under 45 years of age. It's the majority, right? Autism, all of a sudden now, it's a gigantic thing. So because of, the last 20 years, we postulate that because of the food industry's promotion of whole grains in the last 20 years, everybody in the younger generation now eats wheat, barley, rye, and oats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks, breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks. They grew up on the stuff, and they think it's health food. They think it's good. So because the younger generation now, Generation X or Generation Y, whatever we're calling it now, because those people have grown up with wheat, it's had a much more negative effect on their body. And you mark my words, it's only a matter of time until those chickens come home to roost. Todd, we're up against a hard break, man. Look, appreciate everything that you do out there in Oregon. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for thinking outside of the box. Thanks for having the courage to give something different a try, and for trusting good old Dr. Glidden. I hope to see you around campus sometime, buddy, and I can shake your hand in person. This is how we roll here, ladies and gentlemen. What do we look for? Results. When do we look for them? Now. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. That last conversation with Todd from Oregon, that outlines an interesting part of the human experience that's worthwhile dwelling on for a few moments here. Most human beings walk down the road of life with a sense of intuition. Everybody has an intuitional sense, and you can tell if you're mindful. And when somebody's giving you a sales pitch, when somebody's blowing smoke up your butt, when somebody's giving you BS, and when somebody's being authentic and honest and telling you the truth, you have a sense. So for goodness sake, why did Todd listen to what I had to say and then take action on it? Because I told the truth. And that's how we roll here. We don't need to confabulate anything. We don't need to exaggerate anything. We just need to tell the truth, for goodness sake. Because like the fella said, the truth has a ring to it. And if you're mindful, if you're just, a basic, fundamentally sound human being, then the truth, you're going to feel it. You're going to have a sense of it. You know what, hey, that Glidden guy, I think he's got a point there. It makes intellectual sense to me. It certainly makes historical sense. I mean, you can check the facts. You're welcome to your own opinion, right, but not your own set of facts. We've got our facts all lined up in a nice, neat little row here. But the truth has a ring to it. And this is what moves our movement forward. We just speak the truth. That's all that we do. And we encourage you to experience what we're talking about for yourself. It doesn't matter how much research has been done. It doesn't matter how many I's we've dotted and T's we've crossed. It doesn't matter how many letters we have after our names. It doesn't matter how many clinical hours of experience we have. Well, actually, that does matter. But really what matters is, where the rubber hits the road, your results, your experience. I mean, right? The pharmaceutical industry, right? They'll spend $60 million to prove that this drug is safe and effective for treatment, and then it kills you. And then, a year after the drug is rolled out, there are all these class action lawsuits against the drugs, which didn't work, which didn't do what the research proved they would do. So where are we? We're lost. We're lost in, a scientific quagmire that's, surrounded and guarded by the big pharma and the pharmaceutical industry. We need to dial in some good old-fashioned clinical experience here, and that's what we bring to the table. Clinical experience. It's called the practice of medicine. And, we've been duped. We've been duped into thinking, number one, that the MD is the exclusive owner of the domain of medicine and that everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack delivering substandard dangerous treatments, and that healing is a sophisticated, complicated process that can only take place in multi-million-dollar high-tech facilities, or so says Dr. Huff and Puff. Huff and Puff, you need to go to the MD, you need to go to the big hospital on the hill, you need to spend all your insurance money, you need to get the anaphylactic shot, you need to get everything, all your ducks in a row, because it's high-tech this and high-tech this, and let us hook you up to the latest CT, MRI, confabulatory machine. That's what you need. Well, no, you don't. Surgery is complicated. It is. You better only attempt surgery, number one, if you have medical training, and number two, if you do it in a sterile facility with the most available, latest high-tech equipment you've got available. But healing is easy. You know how easy it is? Your body grew itself all by itself. Think about that. Your body grew itself all by itself from a single-celled organism into you without any help whatsoever. Now, you think if your body knew how to do that, it knows how to fix itself? Well, naturopathic doctors and chiropractors and homeopaths and acupuncturists and practically every physician in the world except the MD argues yes, unequivocally yes. And this is the fundamental sticking point. This is the fundamental turning point. This is the fundamental difference between the MD view of health and disease and the naturopathic holistic view of health and disease. MDs are trained to believe that once you're sick, you're screwed and you don't have any choice other than to take drugs. And the intention of the drug is not to fix anything. It's to override and manage and control the inherent metabolic machinations of the human body. The MDs are like communists. They're all about controlling and overriding and overtaking because they believe the population isn't smart enough to take care of itself. That's what the communists argue. Well, the MDs argue your body isn't smart enough to take care of itself. When you have asthma, when you have type 2 diabetes, when you have arthritis, when you have fibromyalgia, when you have bone spurs, when you have diabetic neuropathy, you just have to shut up and pony up and take the drug. Well, the holistic doctors say nonsense. Healing is easy. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. As a matter of fact, your body is endowed with a God-given vital force, which attempts to fix itself all the time. We advocate just give your body the stuff it needs to fix itself, get out of the way, and let the healing begin. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what you're missing. And when it comes to medicine, what you didn't know will kill you or heal you. Check out the website, fireyourmdnow.com. Yeah, that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Got to install this knowledge. We're coming at you on burning on all 16 cylinders. Going to go to California now to talk to Lisa. Hey, Lisa, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. G. How are you?
Good, thanks. Thanks for asking. What part of the beautiful state of California do you live in?
Oh, I'm in the Inland Empire, Southern California.
Oh, you got to love it. How long have you lived there?
Let's see, I moved from Jersey in 1991, but I'm still an East Coast girl. I don't really like California too much.
So you were previously in New Jersey. Which exit?
Oh gosh, I was so young. I don't remember.
What were you up north in Jersey, or on the shore, or down south, or whereabouts?
We were central Jersey to the shore, though. We lived in Monmouth County.
Like Spring Lake area, or around?
No, more towards like Port Monmouth, Sandy Hook.
Oh yeah.
We were only like an hour from the city, 45 minutes to the city.
Yeah, it's a great location. It's a really great location of.
I know, I miss it. We used to go down to the bay and watch the fireworks, and over by the Statue of Liberty and stuff. It was great. I miss it.
Yeah. Well, it's like the fella said. How do you make God laugh? Tell him your future plans, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, so thanks for the call, Lisa. How can I help? What's on your mind?
Okay, so I have a couple questions. You were hitting the nail on the head with everything you were saying today, and I have like 8 MDs that I need to fire that are my grandmothers right now. So I need your advice and I need your knowledge. So first thing is there a way after somebody has been going through pneumonia, CHF, and pulmonary edema, it causes scarring on the lungs. Will medical nutrition help that?
Well, absolutely. It's not going to hurt. And here's the deal. There is a breaking point, right? There is a point of no return beyond which the body just can't fix itself, but I don't know where that is. You don't know where that is. Nobody does. So congestive heart failure, from our point of view, is rooted in a thiamine deficiency. Thiamine is vitamin B like baby 1. So when anybody has congestive heart failure, they need to be taking large doses of thiamine. And, you know, we never advocate large doses of just one vitamin. We advocate a holistic balance. So the recommendation there to support and promote the structure and function of the respiratory and cardiac system would be that with a healthy start pack appropriate for body weight, the selenium appropriate for body weight, and 1 bottle of de-stress, 1 bottle of de-stress per 100 pounds of body weight per month. De-stress being the longevity B like baby complex donor. So that's what I would do. I would add de-stress into the bargain there. And to support and promote lung tissue, right, it's essential fatty acids, so wouldn't hurt to give an extra bottle of EFA Plus if it's in the budget, 1 extra bottle of EFA Plus if it's in the budget into the bargain here. Now, you know, I'm going to bet you 25 cents she also has high blood pressure. Is that right?
Yes, and you know, they actually, I'm so aggravated right now. They have her on 4 blood pressure medications. Yeah,
and so this is the way that they think, and you know, from an outsider's perspective, it's like, really? Well, yeah. So, you know, they just have no idea at all about what's causing the blood pressure to be high. They have no idea whatsoever, so they just throw drug after drug after drug after drug at it, and then they go home and sleep at night, sleep soundly at night, thinking that they've done everything that there is to do, and it's nonsense. I mean, it's absolute, total, and utter nonsense. They screw it up all the time, and they're ineffective all of the time, and yet they have no cause for concern or alarm to make them think, well, holy smokes, you know what, we better reinvestigate our whole thought process here because this woman's on 4 blood pressure meds, and we don't know what the heck we're doing. Can't wait till the next blood pressure med comes around. Oh, Pfizer Pharmaceutical, please give me another medicine I can throw at this. This is how they think. It's insanity. It's the blind leading the blind, and they need to be fired immediately. Now, listen, most of the time, right, where there's smoke, there's fire. When you hear hoofbeats, it's horses, not zebras, most of the time. So most of the time with blood pressure, it's a calcium deficiency that needs to be addressed, a calcium deficiency that needs to be addressed. So in addition to the stuff that I described before, it would be prudent to add per month 1 bottle, 1 extra bottle of the white liquid calcium. The Beyond Osteo FX Plus is the best one. Beyond Osteo FX Plus is the best one. So that's what I would do. The Healthy Start Pack, selenium, de-stress, extra EFA, and extra white liquid calcium. Now, you have to be careful when you put somebody on 4 blood pressure medications on this program, because in a perfect world, this program is going to normalize the blood pressure, and it's only going to take about maybe 4 to 6 weeks, maybe not even. I mean, I had one patient with high blood pressure for over 30 years, and it went away in 2 weeks. It was one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. I mean, it was so fast, it was scary. So you and your grandmother both need to be advised about what low blood pressure looks like, because if this program kicks in and her blood pressure starts to normalize because of the medical nutrition, the blood pressure meds are going to turn her into a zombie. So she needs to be measuring her blood pressure a couple times a day, and as the numbers come down, you know, you need to withdraw from the meds under medical supervision appropriately. Otherwise, she could hurt herself. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, she's in ICU right now, so they're monitoring it. So,
well, there's no way they're going to let you give her nutritional supplements in intensive care. They just aren't going to do that, which is a tragedy of biblical proportions, right? Because once somebody's in the hospital hospital has all these rights over what they do. I mean, it's almost the same thing as being a member of the military. When you're a member of the military owns your body. The United States government owns your body, and they can do whatever the hell they want to with it. Well, it's almost like that in the hospital. They can't do whatever the hell they want to. They can almost do whatever they want to, but they can prohibit you from doing certain things. So it is the rare hospital that's going to allow any type of medical nutrition while somebody's in the hospital. I mean, it's rare. I've seen it in Seattle. Because in Seattle, naturopathic doctors have been licensed for a long time, and naturopathic physicians are respected in Seattle. And there's often a nice give and take between naturopathic doctors and conventional knucklehead MDs. So more often than not, if you're in a hospital in the United States and they're going to allow some type of medical nutrition while you're hospitalized, it's going to be in Seattle. So I don't know that she has much hope while she's hospitalized. I mean, you can try to give her the stuff and see what they say, but I think it's going to be kind of a long shot, Lisa.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. If, because this has been a battle that I've been battling for about a month now, if I can find a doctor who will agree to let us give this stuff to her, she had a heart attack yesterday because of the pressure in her lungs from the fluid.
Yeah.
And she's concerned that the pressure in her lungs is going to continue to give her little mild heart attacks.
Correct.
And she asked me about intubation. So what is your take on if they...
Well, this problem needs to be fixed, not just managed. And the best that they're going to possibly be able to do in the hospital is manage it, right? Because they're not going to be able to fix it because they don't know what causes it. So instead of trying to fix the problem, they're going to try to manage the problem. So they're going to stick tubes in her lungs to try to drain the fluid, which is their standard practice. And then they just keep their fingers crossed and hope that somehow magically it fixes itself. And that's just ain't going to happen. It's a fool's errand to believe that that's going to happen. So what she needs to do, and this is a balancing act, right, between the acute management of life-threatening situations and metabolic maintenance with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, the intention of which is to cut this off at the knees and support and promote the structure and function of her respiratory and cardiac system. So, in a perfect world, she would be in a holistic hospital where they're able to intubate her if necessary in order to, keep the acute fluid from giving her another heart attack while they're waiting for the medical nutrition to take over. But they ain't giving her medical nutrition in the hospital. They're giving her Jell-O. They're giving her wheat, barley, rye, and oats. They're giving her salad dressing. They're giving her oil in a bottle. They're giving her fried food. They're giving her crap. And then on top of the crap, they're piling crap. And then on top of that, they're giving her dog poop. For goodness sake. And, so I wish I had better news, but you need to find a doctor who has admitting privileges to that hospital who's going to be okay with giving her the nutritional stuff. That's your only option here. I wish I had better news for you. But, this is another reason to be mad as hell. Because the only type of medicine that's practiced at these hospitals is allopathic, reductionistic drug and surgery medicine. That's all that they know. And once you're in the hospital, you're semi-captive. And, she's between a rock and a hard place. Because if she doesn't leave, she might die. And if she stays, she might die. So what the heck are we going to do? Pray. Try to sneak the vitamins into her if you can. Or better yet, try to give them to her above board. Sometimes there's a resource you might find of help here. There's an organization in the United States. It's called the Institute for Functional Medicine, IFN, the Institute for Functional Medicine. Now, I hate functional medicine MDs because they're MDs who got frustrated with conventional medicine, and instead of becoming naturopaths, they do these weekend courses on how to use vitamins, and it's nonsense. But, we have to work with what we have, and the enemy of my enemy sometimes is my friend. So if you can find... So if you go to the website for the Institute for Functional Medicine and do a search for doctors, you might be able to find an MD who's a member of the Institute for Functional Medicine who lives in your town. And if there's any chance of you getting a medical doctor enrolled in a medical nutrition program, it's going to be a doctor who's already a member of the Institute for Functional Medicine. So that's what I would do. I would go to IFM, the Institute for Functional Medicine's website, and hunt around and try to find an MD in your town who has admitting privileges to this hospital who can help you. Notwithstanding that, I don't know, pray. I don't know what to tell you to do because right now she is between a rock and a hard place. So, what this means for you, Lisa, is you need to double down on your nutritional supplements and your diet and bring it all home so that you don't get into the same boat as your grandmother 30 years from now. let this be a cautionary tale to you to optimize the structure and function of your body with medical nutrition. Eliminate the 10 bad foods immediately. No more beating around the bush. No more just thinking about it. Stop eating that crap immediately and get on board with the nutritional supplements. And if it stresses your budget, then join Youngevity at the $10 level. Lean on your upline and let them teach you how to get back your wealth so that you can get all the nutritional supplements you need for free. I mean, imagine that. $500 of nutritional supplements for free every month, plus an extra $500 to put in the bank. That beats a poke in the eye with a sharp stick. We're up against a hard break, Lisa. My heart goes out to you. Thanks for the call. Best of luck with everything that you do. Check out the Institute for Functional Medicine. I can't believe I'm saying that live on air, but look, somebody's life is on the line, and we need to deal with it in the way that we're able to deal with it. This is how we roll here on Fire Your MD Now. Now, you know, I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. You are the last best hope that your friends and family and church members have to live long and healthy lives. So join Youngevity, get a clue, and get your health back. Stick around. We're wrapping it up when we come back. 855-347-3696. That's the podcast number. That's the number to call if you want information about the health opportunity or the wealth opportunity during the live show, or if you're listening to the podcast and want to catch a clue. That's 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696. We're going to wrap it up in just a few seconds here by talking to Brady from New York. So hold on, Brady. I'm coming to get you. But as a parting shot here, I want to remind everybody about tomorrow night's worldwide webinar on muscular dystrophy. It's free. It's going to be a blockbuster. Please secure your invitation right now by going to fireyourmdnow.com. That's right. You can see it right here if you're watching on YouTube. Fireyourmdnow.com. Let me dial it in a little better here. Fireyourmdnow.com and sign up for my free monthly newsletter, and once you sign up for my free monthly newsletter, it's free, by the way, you will get an invitation to tomorrow night's webinar. It's at 8 o'clock Central Time from 8 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central. You don't want to miss it. Fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the link for the newsletter, sign up for my free newsletter, and secure your invitation to tomorrow night's worldwide webinar on defying muscular dystrophy. Going to finish it up by going to New York here and talking to Brady. Hey, Brady, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. Glidden. How you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, hey, I'm the guy with the very rude dermatologist. Like I was on the chat yesterday.
yeah, that's a good story. Tell the listening audience real quick what happened. We got 3 minutes here, man. Tell them real quick what happened.
Well, actually, I was calling about something else. I was just going to suggest that you guys should probably try to do a webinar on some healthy eating tips and like recipes and just examples of good meals.
That's a very good idea, Brady. I appreciate that. Now, that's not really. Now, this brings up a really great thing to talk about. See, this is what we mean about the wonders of Youngevity, because it's a giant grassroots coalition. I never would have thought that up, because I'm the doctor science guy, right? I've got my head wrapped up around all this stuff, and I overlook stuff like this, but you don't. And somebody else is going to bring some other idea to the table, and then we're going to put it on the table, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to implement it. I think it's a great idea. I'm going to talk to my office manager about that. We're going to put that on the burner, and we're going to dial it in. It's not going to be me that's going to deliver that webinar, I got to tell you, because that ain't my wheelhouse. And what we like to deliver here is experts, right? We bring the experts to the table to talk to people about stuff that they can do. So, and in this arena, it might be a group effort, So one of the things that we might want to do is we might want to implement a page on the website where people can input their own recipes and their own ideas. Hey, look, I'm gluten-free and I'm eliminating the 10 bad foods, and here's what I have for breakfast. Here's what I have for lunch. Here's what I give my kids. Here's how I manage that. One of our distributors in Arizona, great guy, Matt Tokoff, I think he has like 1 million kids. I don't know how many kids. He's got a lot of kids, right? He sent me a picture a couple months ago that I used on one of my webinars about his kids eating popsicles made from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which I never would have thought of before that, but it's a brilliant idea. So it's really good advice, Brady, and I appreciate the heads up. Now, we've got a minute and a half left. I want you to finish out the show by telling the listening audience what your dermatologist, how he treated you.
Oh, yeah, the dermatologist treated me like I was maybe some cattle in a conveyor belt or something. It's like, hey, what's that on my leg there? It's like, what's it matter? Here's cream. Now get out of here. I couldn't even believe it.
Yes, it's crazy, right? And this is what we pay hard-earned money in medical insurance premiums for every month, to be treated like dirt. And, there's no repercussions, right? Their hands don't get slapped. And this is the danger of monopolies, because absolute power corrupts absolutely. Because nobody ever holds the MD's feet to the fire. They can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. And who suffers? We suffer. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? There's a new sheriff in town. His name is Dr. Joel Wallach, and guess what? I'm his deputy, Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Thank you again for finding your way to this radio show. Please tell everybody in your life about it if you found it interesting. We're going to spread our message of health recovery through science-based medical nutrition as far and as quickly as possible. Check out tomorrow night's webinar right there, baby, fireyourmdnow.com. Sign up for the newsletter, Defying Muscular Dystrophy, worldwide, 8 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central tomorrow, Thursday, July 25th. I'll see you there. Dr. Glidden, over and out.